Hi everybody, we are live for the traditional weekly lunchtime live with Rachel Joy. Give me a second. You should know the drill by now if you've been watching me. I just need a minute to get set up. Share this out to a few people. I'm getting thumbs up already. And then I'm gonna go live on Instagram. That way I don't have to say the same thing twice. And then once we're live, we'll start. Okay, we are live. So today I'm really excited to talk about abundance and money mindset. I think this is a topic that many of us can relate to because money, we either love it or we hate it, right? Or sometimes you do a bit of both. So I titled this video, Before You Pay Your Bills, Watch This, because I have a few techniques that I'm going to share that will hopefully change your money mindset, and then you'll be excited to pay your bills, because I'm excited to pay my bills, believe it or not. So when I say the word bills, like you have to pay your bills this week, what comes to mind for you? What sort of feelings do you have in your body? Usually I would say most people either get stressed or they get anxious or they're fearful. And so for the longest time, that was my story. I would get tightness in my chest every single time I had to pay a bill. But I'm now excited to pay my bills, and I'm going to share why, because you don't have to get anxious and fearful about paying your bills, because it's actually a really beautiful thing. So in December, I have some notes because this is a very intense topic, so I might be looking down at some points. I'm going to try not to, but anyway, in December, I decided to hire a coach to help me grow my business further because I was playing small to the max. I wasn't going for far enough. I just wasn't really stepping into what I envisioned for my business. So I knew that I had to do something drastic in order to grow my business. So for me, that meant putting the middle finger up to fear. Sorry, I'm not giving you guys the middle finger, but I'm putting the middle finger up to fear and really diving in deep. I made a huge investment in myself to take on this coach. It was more than what I was making. My monthly payments were more than what I was making in a month in order to pay for this coach. And so I really had to step into the zone of discomfort, say F you to fear, and say, I'm going to figure this out. Because for me, taking that huge financial risk meant that I had to make my business exactly what I imagined it to be, no matter what. I had to take that risk and I had to find a way out of it. So that's exactly what I did. I had no idea how I was going to make these monthly payments, but I knew in my heart it was the right choice. So I jumped in. So with that in mind, I ended up going on this journey of really testing my patience, my faith, and nurturing my abundance and money mindset because I had to come up with this money to pay for my coach. And so before I go into this, I just want to put a little disclaimer. I'm certainly not a millionaire. I'm not a financial advisor. But like I said, I've really had to test my patience and my faith, and I've learned a lot along the way. So I just want to share my experience so far. So let's go to basics firstly. Money, all it really is just energy. You know, it's a flow of to and from. Sometimes it's positive, sometimes it's a negative, sometimes it's in your bank account, sometimes it's not in your bank account. But at the end of the day, it never runs out. It's just currently located either somewhere you can see it or somewhere where you can't see it, but it's always there. And that is why I'm excited to pay my bills. Because instead of saying, oh crap, I got this bill I gotta pay, I look at it as a blessing. I am so happy and grateful that I am in a position to pay my bills. I'm so happy and grateful that I have bills to pay. I am pouring my money into the economy, and I know that it will come back to me in tenfold. Because by knowing that money has a flow to it, I can be rest assured that if I let it go, it'll eventually come back to me no matter what. Because it's that flow of to and from. It's not going away, it's just being allocated somewhere else, and just as it went there, it'll also come back to me. So you're thinking, or you might be thinking, well, that's good and grand, Rachel, but what if you don't have any money to begin with? And I totally get that, because that's where I was when I first hired my coach. And so I'm going to share my experience with what I did to change those thought processes to really get the money in the first place. So the first step is to examine your money story. So the money story is something that some people have heard of before, sometimes it's not. And that really means, what is your thought process around money? This is often something that got handed down to us because by our parents, our family, you know, when we're growing up, we hear our parents talk about money, or we might not even hear them talk about money at all because it's so hush-hush and you don't talk about money. And then you never know how to act around money. So what is your money story? Some people get anxious and scared about money. Some people think there's never enough. Some people think that if you have money, it must have come from dirty money. Some people are overflowing in money. What is your story, and what are you telling yourself about the money that you either do or don't have? My live just ended on Instagram, and I don't know why, but I'm just going to quickly, sorry guys, I'm going to quickly add this up to Instagram again. Sorry. Okay, so continuing on. So what is your money story? What is your money story? That's number one. Number two, so continuing on with that, so for example, my money story not even growing up, but now is, or not now, but about a year ago, it was, we'll never have enough. So we were never in debt, but we were never in debt, but we only ever had enough to pay just our monthly payments. We were having trouble finding a way to really save up. And so I realized that when you come from a place of lack, you'll end up having more lack. So I was only thinking of the small bit that we have, and I wasn't allowing myself to expand and grow. So I'm currently reading a book called The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. It is fantastic. And the second law is the law of giving, and it's directly linked to the abundance you have in your life. So I'm just going to read a little part of it because I loved it so much. So it says, because your body and your mind and the universe are in constant and dynamic exchange, stopping the circulation of energy is like stopping the flow of blood. And remember, we talked about money being a form of energy. Whenever blood stops flowing, it begins to clot, to coagulate, to stagnate. This is why you must give and receive in order to keep wealth and affluence, or anything you want in life, circulating in your life. So when we talk about abundance, it doesn't have to be just money. It could be an abundance of love, an abundance of health. But generally, people talk about or think of money when we talk about abundance. So this is the topic I'm using, also because I've been currently working on my money mindset. So firstly, you need to know your worth. So you need to know that you're worth it. That's by changing your money story. And then you have to give more of what you want. So if you want love, you need to give more love. If you want money, you need to give more money. And a perfect example of that is that my coach told me to start tipping whenever I go to a restaurant, tip 22%. And my initial thought was, oh my God, are you kidding me? I hate tipping to begin with because that's money I'd rather have in my pocket. Like, I need that money. But I took the challenge. I started tipping 22%, 22%, 22%. And the last client I worked with ended up giving me a tip, a nice tip. And I have never had a tip from a client before. So it just shows that when you give, when you allow space to give, it will come back to you tenfold. And so, okay, let's make sure we got this. So you got to know your worth. So recreate your money story, give more of what you want. And lastly, the last step I did is that I put the power of manifestation to the test. So to some, people know that as the law of attraction, and it sometimes gets a bad rap. People think, oh my God, The Secret, what the hell is that? Honestly, I haven't even read The Secret, but I will say that manifestation is real, and it's how you execute it that makes it real. You can't just think, I want a dream house, I want my dream house, I want my dream house, and pop, your dream house comes for sale and you're suddenly able to afford it. That's not how it works. The law of attraction works congruently with the power of action, okay? You need to put action into it as well. So I'm going to share my three steps that I did to manifest these monthly payments, which were beyond what I was even bringing home in a month. And I also suddenly quit my daytime job because I wanted to jump full-time into my business. So here goes. First, you decide. So you need to decide with clarity and certainty what it is that you want. So for example, because we're talking about money, if you want X amount of dollars, let's say you want $10,000, what are you going to do with that money? Why is it a must for you? So some people say, I want to manifest $10,000 so that I can pay off my debt. I want to manifest $10,000 so I can pay for my kids' college. Think about, it has to have a purpose, because when you are wishy-washy about what you want, the universe is going to be wishy-washy giving it to you. So you need to, one, know exactly what you want, and then you also have to know with certainty that you deserve that you are capable of receiving that. So that's where we said know your worth. You need to have that high sense of self-esteem in order to receive that. The next is be. So do and then be. Who do I need to be in order to receive that? Who do I need to be in order to attain that goal? So I often ask myself, the Rachel who already has a six-figure brand, okay? The Rachel who already has $1 million brand, what does she do in her day? How does she act? Who does she surround herself with? What daily habits and rituals does she have in place? You need to envision who you would be. Have you already had that? And then you have to act from that place, because that brings you, it raises your vibration to become your highest self. And now you're in that position where you are able to actually receive that, again, knowing your worth, able to receive the goal that you are wanting to receive. So ask yourself, who is the better me? The Rachel who already has this, what does she do? Who does she hang out with? What type of people does she surround herself with? What time does she wake up? What are her thought processes? Really dig deep and examine all of that. And then envision yourself as that person, and envision yourself as that person already having it is that you want. So we have be, we have do, sorry, we have decide, we have be, and lastly, we have do. This is the big one. Like we were saying, law of attraction, some people think that, oh, it's bogus. Well, you have to do something. You can't just sit there and think things into existence. You have to make effort. So take massive action. Take massive action, okay? That's what you have to do. So you must not only have an action plan to work towards what it is that you want, but you must do it from a place of that higher self that we were talking about. Who do you have to be? Who is that higher self? So let's recap quickly, because we're almost done. You have to think about your money story and how it needs to change. You have to think about how would your highest self, how would your highest self give their money? Why can't I talk? Let's try that again. We're going to go back to the beginning. Think of your money story. What would your highest self have as their money story? It definitely wouldn't be, oh, there's never enough, right? Your highest self would probably think, abundance is currently flowing to me in various forms, for example. Next, you have to give. Give more of what you want in life, whether that's money, love, intelligence. Give more, okay? And then lastly, you need to manifest through the 3-step process of decide, be, and do. I lied. That's not lastly. There's one more step. The last step is to have an attitude of gratitude. Yay! Because you need to be happy now. You can't just wait for things to happen. You need to be happy in the present. Otherwise, you won't get more of what you want. So I'm really, really excited because I have created a nice little freebie for you guys to help you along this manifestation and money mindset journey. So it is called a manifestation timeline. It basically helps you break down your goals and in what timeline process do you want to achieve these things. It's laid out beautifully. I love it. And then there's also some reflection questions to help you get to that higher self that we were talking about. Who do you need to be in order to get these things? So click the link in my bio, download it. I promise you won't regret it. It is completely free. It's not like the Healthy Body, Happy Heart Challenge where you get only a portion of it free. The entire Manifestation Timeline workbook is free. So go get it. I created it out of my experience so far of, like I said, making these monthly payments that were beyond what I was ever even earning. And I really hope you guys enjoy it, and I know that it will help you just as it had helped me. If you have any questions, let me know. You can absolutely reach out to me. I love connecting with each and every one of you. Other than that, I hope you have a fantastic Thursday. And if you're not part of the Healthy Body, Happy Heart Facebook group, join it, because starting tomorrow, I have some exciting things happening in there where we're going to be switching it up. There's going to be a few different events and forums happening in there, and I'm really excited to share that with you guys. So have a fantastic Thursday. I love you, and I'm so grateful for you guys to be here, and see you next week. Bye, guys.